So coming out of the chamber, this Monday Night Raw was very eventful. We had a title change here tonight. We had matches that were made for next week. And we had a fire promo by CM Punk to start off the show. So before I get into that, I want to thank everybody here for spending a portion of your time here listening to me go over the wrestling talk and wrestling news and everything. So I really appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get into this Monday Night Raw. We started off with CM Punk. CM Punk came out here, made no bones about it. He literally addressed everybody that wronged him in the Elimination Chamber. He addressed Seth Rollins, The Rock. He called him a Mr. Midlife Crisis. He called out the fact that every time he comes out here and does his, goosebumps, he slaps his arm with the goosebumps, how that's bullshit. How John Cena sold out his soul and gave everybody, especially the kids, gave them years of horse shit. And he said that, when Cena first put himself into the Elimination Chamber match, he thought that, 20 plus years of John Cena, he's earned it. But he said that now everybody's starting to see what, he's seen in Cena for years, that not only do they see Cena now, but they see right through him. And eventually he went off on Seth Rollins. He made a comment about Becky Lynch getting Seth Rollins before Punk can get a hold of him. And then this eventually brought out Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins came out here. They started brawling, these two guys, Seth and Punk. And eventually in the backstage area, we see Adam Pearce make this match official with Seth Rollins for next week in a steel cage match. Next week they're in Madison Square Garden. To my knowledge, I didn't even know about that. So this is going to be CM Punk against Seth Rollins in a steel cage match. Now, as soon as this match was made, I immediately knew, okay, this is probably where we're going to get Roman Reigns come back. This is probably where he's going to return and take out both men, because Seth Rollins is the man who took him out so many weeks ago at the Royal Rumble. I guess you could say that Roman comes back for Punk because Punk was the man that eliminated him. Maybe Roman still has some sort of resentment for that. And then possibly this is where we get the triple threat match between Punk, Rollins, and Reigns at WrestleMania. But I want to point out one thing. I don't know if this is going to be possible. I don't know if this is the direction that they possibly might go in. But, CM Punk addressing Cena and The Rock makes things very interesting, because CM Punk is almost like the only ally that Cody Rhodes has left. Because he did say that when he does have the chance, he's going to stab Cody in the front. Which makes me question, eventually, is there a match, is there a scenario where Punk gets involved against Cena and Rock to aid Cody? I don't know. That's going to be very interesting. Or is this maybe a possible direction as to where Punk goes following WrestleMania? Maybe Cena wins the championship at WrestleMania, and then we get a heel Cena going against a babyface Punk. That could potentially be a scenario in which we go down. But overall, I thought this opening promo was excellent, was fiery. This is the CM Punk. This guy, he came out guns blazing. This is like original 2011 pipe bomb CM Punk. You could hear it in his voice. This was awesome. So just to go over all the other stuff before we get into the main event, which was Rhea Ripley against Io Sky. So we're going to go over the Gunther situation. We had Gunther come out here. He had a match against Otis. He wanted this match after last week. He wanted to make an example out of Otis. And I tell you, man, every time you get Gunther in the ring, he can literally make anybody have a great match. Like last week we saw that with Tozawa. This week we saw that with Otis. Eventually, Gunther did get the win, and afterwards he attacked the Alpha Academy. Then afterwards Jey Uso came out to try to help the Alpha Academy and did so. But then we get Grayson Waller and Austin Theory came out here and attacked Jey Uso, and then Gunther took advantage, and we get Gunther standing tall. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, I get they have sort of a mini feud, but when is the last time you've seen these two guys have an actual relevant storyline? So I could do without Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. I think these beatdown angles, for the first 2 weeks they're fine, but I feel like going into Mania, as we start to get closer and closer, we have to ramp up this feud. And eventually Jey Uso did cut a pretty good promo afterwards in the bank, but I feel like eventually we're gonna have to start playing around with fire with this feud, start to get personal That way we can actually have some sort of connection with the story. So I feel like, coming the next couple of weeks, they're gonna have to start to ramp this feud up. But we got some pretty good matches as well. So we got some tag team championship matches. The War Raiders against the American Made. Got the Intercontinental Women's Championship. I mean, these were fine matches, obviously. But I feel like, these divisions, the Women's Intercontinental Division and the tag team divisions, really haven't been built up as much as, I think they would like. So I think they have some rebuilding to do with that process. We also got, for the second straight week, a interaction between Finn Balor and Braun Breaker. I don't know if this is the direction that they're going towards for WrestleMania, because at this point it's almost impossible to try to pinpoint where everything's gonna fit. But I feel like if they gave us a Finn Balor and a Braun Breaker feud leading up to WrestleMania, I wouldn't complain. So we get to the main event. Bianca Belair was out here to spectate this match to see who she's going to face at WrestleMania, because remember, Bianca Belair won the Elimination Chamber match. They did bring up the Jade situation, but she mentioned that she doesn't want to talk about it until she gets on board with both Jade and Naomi. So Bianca was out here watching this match. It was Rhea Ripley against Io Sky for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Great match as always. Rhea and Io always knock it out of the park. But eventually we get to the closing moments, and there's a count out spot where Io Sky is almost going to get counted out, but she gets back into the ring at 9, and Bianca Belair starts clapping, and Rhea Ripley misinterprets this as, Bianca cheering on Io Sky because she doesn't want to face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. The whole thing, really, when you break it down, the whole thing, I call it the dumb babyface syndrome, because Rhea Ripley really shouldn't be concerned with what Bianca Belair is doing outside of the ring, because Bianca, she's not in the match, she's just a spectator. And Rhea Ripley just got caught up in the moment, and eventually Rhea Ripley goes out there, starts to shove and get in Bianca's face, and eventually Bianca gets back in Rhea Ripley's face and pushes her, and immediately I was like, yo, that's a DQ right there. But the referee didn't call the DQ, and Rhea Ripley got back in the ring, set up Io Sky for an avalanche riptide from the top rope, but too much focusing on Bianca. I think Rhea said something to the effect of, "I'll see you at WrestleMania." So Rhea was super focused on Bianca Belair on the outside, and in this time, Io Sky takes advantage, gets a Hurricane Rana, does her flying moonsault from the top rope, and covers Rhea Ripley, and she becomes the new Women's World Heavyweight Champion. Which immediately took me by surprise, because I literally, going into this match, I figured Io Sky, she was going to put up a hell of a fight, but eventually we were going to get some sort of fuckery with Rhea and Io leading to this triple threat match down the road at WrestleMania. But Io Sky won clean, right? And now she's the Women's World Heavyweight Champion, and Rhea Ripley was on the outside, sort of, calling herself stupid or whatever. And we get the closing shot of Io Sky, the new women's champion. Now, I still think, and I know a lot of people are still with me in this rationale of thinking that Rhea Ripley is still going to find herself into this triple threat match, because now there's more to add to her character. Now there's obstacles that she has to face, because if she just goes in there as women's world champion, it's such a one-dimensional character right there. But now, given the fact that she's never beaten Io, and now the fact that Bianca is sort of this looming presence over this match, I feel like now this is the best opportunity. And now this story fits, right? Now it's a triple threat match with Io, Bianca, and Rhea. All of them have this sort of underlying tension that they want to be the best, they want to be the champion. And in this match we did see Rhea play more of a heel. That makes me wonder whether or not she's gonna start to lean into that as we get closer to WrestleMania. But overall, man, really fun show, really eventful show. As we get closer to WrestleMania, things are gonna start to heat up now, especially with SmackDown. Cody's gonna be on SmackDown. I'm assuming Rock will be at SmackDown as well, so that's gonna be a whole lot of fun. This WrestleMania build, Triple H did say that this WrestleMania build, they're still not done with the whole twists and turns. So as a fan, sign me up. I'm down for all these twists and turns to see what it's gonna happen as we get closer to WrestleMania. And as we saw tonight, there was a major twist and turn here tonight with the new women's champion. So let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know your thoughts about this Raw. And until next time, take care, y'all, and I'll see y'all later.